Welcome to Go Gettas Podcast, a podcast where we have a exciting day, but we're going to do it anyway. I am Colby.
And I'm the master of tarantulas. You can call me Fee.
What's that? Did you you're like, I'm the, oh shit, I forgot that I do this at the beginning of every episode.
I kind of did. I had an intro up, but I didn't write it down, so I forgot what it was. And so I spitballed it.
Okay. All right. I like off the cuff, Fee.
That's how episode 1 was. Off the cuff, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is an interesting episode. If you are not following us live on Twitch, you should be following us live on Twitch. What the fuck are you doing? Go do that because we just got done doing a live watch of episode 1000. Fuck, I can't believe there's 1,000 episodes. 1072 of One Piece.
We did a live watch of episode One Piece.
Of the One Piece episode. You know, the one. So we just did a live watch along with it, and we are bursting at the seams to talk about it.
I'm really, really happy about what's going on in One Piece now. It's so funny. It's so funny too because like I'm not gonna say we may as well be a One Piece channel, but we talk about One Piece a lot. But mostly because like One Piece is like really like hard. It's going hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there was ever a time to be like a One Piece fan, it's right now when like peak things are happening.
Yeah, it's I mean, obviously I'd heard of One Piece, but like it was not a thing that I particularly enjoyed or engaged with legitimately until everybody was shitting their pants about chapter 1000 in the manga. And I was like, huh, you know what? I watch enough One Piece lore videos just because, you know, it's interesting content. I'll start reading the manga. And then I started reading the manga. And then I was like, well, I gotta see this chapter animated. So now I'm One Piece guy.
Dare you? I have been watching One Piece for like ever. And for you to just jump and hijack into my fandom, you fucking pervert.
Yeah, I didn't earn it. This is all stolen valor right here. And I'm not even sorry about it. I'm just listen, I'm going hard.
I'm just kidding. I don't gatekeep fandoms. I'm happy that you're part of the flock. But I'm gonna be honest. I started watching in the 4Kids days. You know, back with the pirate rap and back when there was badly dubbed and they cut a lot of things out.
Yeah, they had the punch gun and the lollipop Sanji and Zolo.
God, like, why couldn't he just be named Zoro? They're not, the name's not trademarked.
The thing is, I can almost guarantee you, whenever they were putting out the anime, the people that were doing it were probably like, we don't have enough money to pay for a lawyer to be positive that it's not illegal. So we're just going to assume this is illegal and go with it.
I hate that. That annoys me a lot. But also, like, man, it was such whiplash because, like I told you, when they had sold Shonen Jump in our town, I was buying it, so I was reading One Piece from the beginning when they started publishing it in American Shonen Jump, or I guess when we started getting Shonen Jump. So I read it from the beginning, and I think we had gotten all the way. I think we're already a little bit past Buggy. I think we're getting up to the Bratier. I think we're at the Bratier when they said they were gonna bring the anime to America, and I was like fucking excited. They were making a One Piece. They were making a One Piece anime, or it was already going out in Japan. But then we were gonna get it in America, and I was like really excited because like Toonami was like already getting big, with DBZ and stuff. So like anime was starting to become like a more of a household name. But they chose like Well, I don't want to say they chose, but like the worst people got their hands on it first,
Yep.
and that was 4 kids,
Yep.
and they bastardized it.
Deeply and sincerely. Like, they were like, oh, here's this show that, like, kids in Japan, like, kids in America aren't going to tolerate. Like, we can't show this on Saturday morning cartoons if there's a cigarette in it. We can't do that. We can't show Lucky Roo shooting a man in episode 1. We can't do that.
Here's the thing, like why would you license the show knowing that there's like gratuitous like blood and violence? Why? That just put extra work on you and to change around story and stuff.
Well, listen, they probably what happened is they were like, yeah, we have the opportunity to like buy this cartoon, but like we kind of have to censor it. And then they looked over at Power Rangers and they went, "I can't be that hard." They just did it.
Oh no, it was real bad. But I kept reading Shonen Jump, and then I stopped watching. It got real bad. Like I was one of those people. I'm like, this isn't like the manga. They're ruining it. And at that point, I thought it was like, I thought it was the anime doing like messing with it. I had no idea like that they were censoring stuff. Right?
Yeah.
I was just still not a kid, but like I was still like a young teenager. I was like 14 or so. I didn't know like they could just cut things out like that. So I was like, I'm not gonna watch this anymore. And not until like I was 19 did I start watching it again. I started buying the DVDs and One Piece like season by season by Funimation, and they changed the what's it called, the everything, like it was all original. They didn't cut anything out.
They changed all the
voices were
well,
like,
you know, all of it. They changed the all of it.
They really did. Like they went back. They went back to. They didn't cut anything out. The everything matched, and we got the classic dub of what everyone is. But back then, I wasn't watching subs, so I didn't know like how much of a fool I was because subs are superior in One Piece.
True.
Sorry.
It's just a matter of fact, man. Sorry, yeah, American VAs. You got hosed.
Yeah, sorry, Chris Sabat and fucking what's her name that plays Luffy.
Yeah,
you sound
Sabat
fine.
And Ellen DeGeneres.
Jeanette Curdy.
That's the one.
I don't know. Look, Funimation has like 5. Fucking Funimation has 5 VAs that they reuse in everything they do. So, like, what do you want me to? I know Chris Sabat's there. Of course, he's there.
Chris Sabat's in everything. He's always there.
He's in everything. Like
my theory is like they started Funimation, and the first like anime that they did, Chris Sabat like came in, and they were like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, you could totally do a voice for this. That's fine." And then after day 1, they came in, and Chris Sabat was just there, and they were like, "Did you go home? Did you go home yesterday?" And he goes, "No, I live here now. This is I'm here. This is now my place."
Yeah, I own it. Get out of my house.
Yeah, why don't you leave?
Why don't you get out of here? I think Chris Sabat owns part of Funimation.
That at this point, probably yes. I don't know if that was the case early days, but yeah.
No, I don't know if that was the case early days, but I know that's the case now, and that's pretty cool. But like the sub has just so much more.
Yeah.
It's not as goofy, I guess, which is counter. Like, I don't want to say it's not as goofy, but because it's goofy in its own way. But One Piece is a goofy anime. It's supposed to be goofy.
Yeah, true.
Which pissed me off. Switching gears. I was on Twitter when like the last episode came out, and like everyone is bitching and moaning about like this is what y'all said was gonna surpass anime transformation. Yeah, did you not see it?
Yeah, dumbass. Did we watch the same thing? My man broke out of anime. He broke anime. What do you want? Like if the Super Saiyan transformation defined anime transformations, Gear 5th said like, yeah, I don't really need to be part of I'm opting out of being in an anime now.
Yeah, which like it makes sense. Like it's been foreshadowed for like a long time that that what Luffy was gonna transform into was
the old goof.
Gorsh Kaido. Gonna have to
I hate that you enslaved everyone.
Gum pistol. Fucking
This is my last Gear 4th, Kaido.
just God. I want Brock Baker to do his Goofy impression and just do Goofy lines for Luffy.
God, that would be fucking perfect. For context, basically Gear 5th is supposed to be like
Looney
currently
Tunes.
it's Luffy's top form, right? It's the thing to do.
I don't think he has any other forms.
I don't know how you can beat Toon Force.
Yeah, he's Toon Force Luffy.
He's opting out of reality, which is fucked up. But that's what's happening.
I don't think like he basically just got the powers of a god, and the power of the god is Toon Force, which means he could warp reality. He's become a reality warper.
Mm-hmm.
So like nothing really hurts him anymore. It's all just a matter of like stamina. And the reason like in this episode that he gets tired quick is mostly because he's been fighting Kaido on the top of Onigashima for like weeks, months,
years. He
like
One Piece may as well have started on top of Onigashima.
like I think this whole year he's been fighting Kaido.
Yeah, he has been. You're right.
But it's in the in universe. It's only been like a couple hours, I guess.
Yeah, this started at night on the Fire Festival, and it's Fire Festival still happening. Still, everyone in Wano does not look up because everyone's neck hurts. They can't look up. They're all looking down.
These they can't hear these thunder clashes. Like they're not even that far from there. They can't see the blast breath coming out from the top.
Music's too loud, V.
That's so stupid. They just released the lanterns. They're flying. They're up. Like God, no, they didn't even show the sad scene yet. When what's her name changes her lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Forget what it says, but it is really sad.
It is, yeah. Man. Speaking of fucking, I feel so bad because it was this way in the manga too, but the fact that Hiyori had a good 7 minutes of the last episode being like finally like getting like revenge on God, dickhead.
Yeah. Orochi,
yeah. So like, I mean, really good emotional scene that like would have been great, except that it's in the middle of like the biggest transformation of all time. So there's like, okay,
yeah, I'm like, listen, I'm like moving along. We get it. Just, oh man.
Which like, at the end of last episode, like we were, the general consensus was like, it was good. It wasn't great because they reused the same animation a number of times. They had a flashback that like wasn't necessary in the middle. They did a bunch of stuff here where like, it just like lowered it down a little bit. It's like, we saw Gear 5th and that was great. And that was awesome. And that like really blew everyone's expectations away, but all the stuff around it was kind of bleh. And so this episode had a lot riding on it, because it was like, okay, this is the next episode where like all of this chapter is about Gear 5th. So
yeah, it's about the fight. It's about the fight.
So this is the chapter that's going to pop off, right?
This episode was almost exclusively Luffy just fucking with Kaido.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so good juxtaposed to everyone having a serious conversation. And Luffy just, big head comes through the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
God, that was such a good scene.
God, it's so many things in this episode made me laugh, and like it was all just Kaido being frustrated that he's like, we're still in the middle of a fight. This is like the fight of my life, and you're fucking laughing. You're laughing.
You're not doing it right.
You're not doing it right.
Like, all Kaido knows is like how to fight, and he doesn't know how to handle Luffy, who's just doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
He's like, more like Boogie, shithead.
Luffy in Kaido's mouth screaming like muscle power is so good.
Yep.
The scene like I was so excited for was him putting his fucking hands through Kaido's eyeballs.
God, right?
Yes. God, it was so good.
He's he's so good with like every part of this episode had like a number of scenes where it was like, oh, I'm so stoked about that, like Gum Gum jump rope. I was like, that's gonna be the crowning achievement of this episode for me, and it did not let down.
Dude, the eyeballs were mine. The inflation while still in Kaido's body, looking like a runaway parade float.
Mm-hmm.
Just everyone's like, "What the hell is that?"
Hey, why did Kaido get fat?
Is that a new form? We don't know. Heck,
I've never seen him use that form. Is this like Frieza? Does he just keep having more forms?
Does he just get fat?
Does he just get fat? Yeah. Good question. Why isn't there fat Frieza? Come on.
Yeah, there's all other Friezas, but not fat Frieza.
I've turned gold, monkey, but I've still got one more power.
I've got type 2 diabetes, monkey. Just
more mass equals more power, monkey.
God.
Fuck.
You come to me. I'm tired. Just
I'm sleepy.
I'm gonna sit down right here. You come over here. Let me hit you.
There's also like, so in the middle of this episode is where Kaido's like, aren't you tired? And Luffy's like, no. Oh fuck! Man. Actually, no. I super am. And in the manga, it's 4 panels of him like Gear 5th, slowly fading out, deflating, becoming old man dead Luffy, like looking worse than he did whenever fucking Sanji rocks up to him, and he's like, he's got the lunch that's just covered in mud, and Luffy's like, the lunch is good. Like he's looking even worse than that scene.
God. Stupid. Yeah, he was like, when they closed up on his face, it looked like he had withered out. Like all the all the moisture of his skin was out. Like his lips were all fucking chapped. Mm-hmm. It almost looks like all the fluids from his body had been drained.
Yes. And then it's just like that scene was only 4 panels in the manga, and they did it so well in the anime. Like I'm at every point, I'm gonna go back and look at this chapter, but like everything that was covered in the chapter was covered in the anime, and they did it so well.
They pretty much translated it verbatim. What I think was better was when Luffy went giant mode. To me, it was such a better reveal in the anime than the manga. Where he was just in the clouds and he didn't, like in the manga, I think they showed him like getting bigger
Mm-hmm.
But in the anime, he just erupts from the clouds,
Yeah.
just giant, and it was so fucking good.
God.
Next episode, dude, he's gonna be grabbing lightning and throwing them at Kaido.
Yeah,
This episode,
boy.
this episode, he was like Sonic the Hedgehog. He was like like doing the fucking light speed dash,
Mm-hmm.
and he was doing the little Sonic ball.
Yeah.
It was so good. And you know he's like way stronger than Kaido, even though Kaido's like, oh, I'm the strongest right now. He took fucking blast breath to the face and we didn't even phase him.
Didn't it just a classic cartoon fucking Wile E. Coyote blew up the dynamite in his own face. His whole body is like black and
Charcoal.
his hair is frizzed out, and then he just shakes it off, Sonic legs in midair, and streaks fire through the sky to run through the air back at Kaido.
Yeah, I'm surprised Kaido didn't like say anything about that. Just flew through the sky. He didn't use an ability. He just ran through this like air, like the air was just ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then just continue. Oh god, to beat the shit out of Kaido, and Kaido's like still trying to catch up with what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause during the fight, he's like, I'm not made of rubber.
Yeah,
Because like his body is like flexing in a way that it shouldn't.
yeah. He's like, Luffy blows himself up as a balloon inside of Kaido, and Kaido's like, "What the fuck?"
Like that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Because like if that would have happened if Luffy wasn't using Gear Force, it wouldn't have been stupid. It wouldn't have been like helium.
Kaido would have burst in half.
But like Luffy has the ability to alter everything around him, anything he touches, his surroundings, people. Because like they even show it, and I think Luffy's power was keeping Kaido up, or that's how it seemed to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he lost his power, Kaido like lost like a lot of energy and went down to
Yeah.
me. So
yeah, it's really interesting. Like as I'm looking at the comic now, and yeah, Luffy gets tired, and then immediately Kaido's like, "Who are you?"
Man, it was such a good episode. Like I said, and in the middle with like everyone still fighting and like everyone on fire and shit. They're having a serious conversation. Luffy's head comes through.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. I'm glad they just focused on Luffy, because last episode, man, I was yelling at the screen.
Shut the fuck up, Hiyori.
I'm like, wait till after the battle.
I don't stop playing the Shamisen.
The worst part is, I think next episode they're gonna finish that whole scene because Orochi didn't die that last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because fucking what's his name is gonna come. I'm sorry, spoilers if you don't want me to spoil it.
Mm-hmm.
But manga spoilers. What's his name? The guy with the pompadour comes and chops Orochi's head off.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, "Yeah, that's for my dad."
Yeah. This is for my dad, you shitter.
But another thing is like, it just shows how much a worm Orochi is. Because like last episode, he's like, I thought your dad was a cool guy. He's like, just spare my life. He's like, I really respected him. And he's like, we can still run away together. And she's just not having any of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I don't know, like him pleading for her to still run away. And she's like, I never loved you. And he's like, oh, come on.
Oh, come on, man.
Like, he was, like, really hurt. He was, like truly, like, hurt by it.
Yeah.
But, man, fuck that guy. He's, like, I don't want to say the worst character, but, like, God, he is just the worst. He has a cool devil fruit power that he never uses. God.
Isn't that how it always is?
He used it once to do nothing and never again. And now he's just using it to stay alive, basically.
Yeah.
But
Man.
I don't know, man. I was really excited. This episode got me pumped.
Yeah,
It had
I'm also taking a look. I'm taking a look at the chapters, and the I will say the ending of this fight, like the Kaido Luffy fight, is
yeah,
going to end in 4 episodes.
think so.
Yeah, I counted the chapters. That's how I
Well, I
know.
I don't know if they do a chapter per episode right now. Are they?
Yeah, I think they do.
I thought they were doing like 2 or 3 per episode.
No, definitely not. This was all one episode or one chapter.
Yeah, this was one chapter, but I couldn't imagine them trying to like fit in 2 chapters into this episode with the animation they were putting out.
Yeah, that's fair. I think they've been keeping themselves usually to one. But yeah, I mean, if they decide to cram, the thing is, like, this is the ending, and there's so much shit crammed into the manga. Because it's like the ending of the fight, and
The ending of the arc.
in the middle of the ending of the fight is like, oh, what's happening on the floor with all the fucking
Yeah.
water and the fire and the Onagashima's gonna fall down and
Yeah. Man, I foresaw like the Wano arc ending in like 5 episodes, but like you're right. Unless they like quickly wrap up stuff like in the ending, because I want to see fucking Luffy send Kaido to hell like next episode. But you're right, it might be 2 episodes, unless they keep fucking flashing back, and I hate it.
I'm telling you, my money is 3. My money is on, so this was chapter 1045. Chapter 1049 is where the fight sort of basically concludes, and then 1050 is where it actually concludes.
Yeah. Well, like the fight concludes, and then we what hit 3 day like 3 days go by because
No.
I know Momonosuke has to do his thing in
Mm-hmm.
what's it called, the capital, in the flower capital, but like
Yeah.
after that,
Yep. That's 1050.
but I and here's the thing that like Colby brought up, I didn't realize it before, but yeah, they just show the whole ending of the arc in the ending song.
Mm-hmm.
In the new EP, the ending song.
By good old Chili Beans.
Good chili bean. It's such a good song.
It is. It's a great song, and it's I like the art style on it too. It's like kind of soft pastels, like
Oh yeah.
it's like a very hopeful, like after like a dark night, this is like the rising sun. It's great.
After we've been in this night for months.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We've been in night for literal months, and then I guess also, metaphorically, Wano's been enslaved or whatever for a while.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's so funny because like immediately after like Momonosuke becomes a new daimyo,
Mhm.
they changes the history and to make the kids go to school and learn the new history.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened to the manga.
Yeah.
And they retell stuff that they couldn't possibly know because they weren't there. But like then oh no, then we got lore piece with the what's it called, with Robin.
Yep. Robin and the man with the mask and the fucking
Old man Tengu, which I'm not gonna say they spoil his who he is in the outro of the new One Piece outro, but they show him without the mask. But
Mhm.
for the manga readers, you know who he is.
Yeah, you do. He's very important. I refuse to believe that he's not going to be important in the future.
I don't look. Here's what we're not gonna hear anything from Wano or about Wano once we leave Wano. We might flash back to Wano to catch up with Momonosuke or Yamato. We might get like a flashback later. Not a flashback to what happened, but like just a a flash to Wano to see what they're up to, but I don't think we're gonna see them again for a long time.
I
Not
I don't know. So my reasoning here is like, so spoiler again, this is all spoilers for the manga. So if you're not caught up on the manga, you're watching the anime live, then don't listen to this bit. But there is, I don't know, whatever. Pluton is in Wando, right?
yeah.
So the thing is, that it's Chekhov's fucking battleship. So like,
Yeah.
that's gonna have to show up at some point, and it may not necessarily be that like we go to Wano, but it's like fucking Momonosuke and Yamato and Tengu, they're all on fucking Pluton, like, you know, sailing toward, I don't know, Laugh Tale to help Luffy fight whoever, name a person, Blackbeard, Emu, whoever.
No, that big oh god, I don't know what his name is. The cloaked guy who looks like he's in charge of the cipher pole or of the five elders. You know the one.
Yeah, Emu.
Oh, is that his name?
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
Sorry.
Her name, I think we're pretty. It's getting closer and closer to confirm that Emu is a woman.
God, it'll be so great to have like the final villain be a woman and have it be Luffy fighting them.
True. Luffy didn't give a fuck.
Well, yeah, Luffy doesn't care. But also, you don't see that in anime that often.
True.
But yeah, no, like it's gonna get crazy. Like the next arc is gonna be in what is it, Robot Island with fucking Vegapunk.
Yeah, dude, Egghead.
The new intro for that show is already out and it looks really good. They show a lot of like colored manga panels.
The manga panel.
The manga panels. And it all looks good. Like, man, this month, like One Piece fans are eating good because like we got some good chapters from manga coming out. The anime, we're in like peak gear 5th mode. We're at the end of Wano, and at the end of this month, we got live action One Piece.
Yeah.
So, if you're not like following and like subscribed or whatever, we'll probably do a watch party for the first episode of live action One Piece.
Yeah, listen, if you heard at the beginning of this episode, you were like, oh, man, I really would have liked to do a watch along. That sounds like it would have been fun. And you don't want to feel like a fucking big stupid idiot whenever the live action comes out, then god damn it, follow us on Twitch. This is your fault now.
Follow us on Twitch and follow us on YouTube because I'm gonna edit the watch along and put it out tomorrow, highly edited version.
Yeah.
But if you want to see the full version,
yeah,
follow us on Twitch.
Fucking get at us, all right?
God, it's not that hard.
It's so. Listen, for the low, like, you got to follow us on on Twitch. That way you can know whenever we go live, so that you can do the watch along with us, right?
You can follow us on Twitter too because we post that we're gonna go live.
We do, kind of.
Well,
they're about the same.
I'm sorry, X.
Yeah, I'm fucking never calling it that. Okay, actually, small tangent, very brief tangent.
Did you not post the go live to Twitter?
No. What?
Oh,
I never do.
I thought you did.
No. 0 times have I done that.
Well.
Oh. Well then. So I pulled up Twitch and was like, oh, that's weird. Like the Zelda speedrunner that I like watching is usually on around this time. I wonder, maybe he's like skipping today. So I was like, let me go Google his Twitter because I don't have the app installed anymore. So I was like, yeah, let me just go take a look. So I found his Twitter and it like he had a tweet from 2 days ago that was like, hey, going live, playing this game. And I was like, oh, cool. Okay. So like he tweeted 2 days ago. I wonder if there's a more recent tweet. So I clicked on his Twitter profile. It opens up in a browser And I'm reading the first few tweets, and he's tweeting about like, so he's a Zelda speedrunner who's doing Tears of the Kingdom right now, but he's tweeting about Skyward Sword, and I was like, oh, did like something new happen in Skyward Sword? I'm kind of confused. Where's the tweet that I was looking for? It's not even on this page. Whenever I don't know what happened, but whenever my web browser loaded up Twitter, it was like, oh, you wanted to see tweets from 2018 and 2019, right? And I was like, God, how is Elon so fucking bad at owning a business that was working?
He's bad at everything. Everything he touches just falls apart, dude.
Yeah. Like, the only thing that's getting better as a result of him being at Twitter is Tesla. It's like horrific.
I'm not gonna lie, I still use Twitter. I get on Twitter every day.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I post every day. I just like doom scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
So
listen, I'm not here to tell anybody, you know, what to do with their lives. I will say that I was on Twitter, or I was on Reddit, and somebody posted a conversation that Elon was having, and like this one thing was like, oh wow, you know, people say that Twitter isn't dying, but then like, how did like, you know, we had 30,000 impressions in March, and it just shows like the impressions on their tweets going steadily down until they were like, yeah, this month we only had 8 million impressions. That's crazy. And Elon God damn. Elon responded to it directly and was like, concerning, like he does because he's a shithead. Concerning, looking into it, user seconds are at an all-time high. So I guess they were just like, they have a new metric called user seconds, and they're like, yeah, well, that's how many seconds users are on a platform. That's the metric we should be looking at, right?
Is it though?
Except people have been talking about it, and they're like, it depends on how they're measuring user seconds. But what I think they're doing, based off of like how their metrics are going up and how the app has changed, I think that what they're actually measuring is like, you know, the amount of time spent on your timeline, and that would be one thing, and that would still be a valid metric if they weren't also pulling your timeline in the background on the app. So what happens is the app wakes up and says like, you know what I need? I need that timeline. Cause like if they open the app, I want to serve it right now. And so it fetches the timeline, and people are thinking that counts toward user seconds. And so even if you're not like, if you're logged in on the app, but you haven't used it at all, you like don't even open it, it's like, wow, you're racking up them user seconds because we're refreshing that timeline. So I heard that and was like, fuck you, Elon, and I uninstalled the app.
So wait, if I just open my phone, they're measuring the seconds my phone is on?
They're measuring. So the idea is that like, even when you don't turn your phone on, in the background, Twitter will like request and be like, hey, if this guy opens his phone, what would the tweets look like? And it'll like pull in some data. Well, when it calls out to get that data, people are speculating that they're using that time to also count toward how the user seconds metric.
Oh.
Yeah. Fucked up, right? Because your phone can reach out to Twitter like 100 times a day and being like, hey, give me that latest timeline. Hey, just in case, give me that timeline. And you're not even opening the phone. So your user second should be 0, but it's not. It's more than that.
Huh. Weird. I'm still not going to install it.
Yeah, but listen, you live your life however you want to, Fee.
Listen, I would, when I'm on my phone, I there's like 4 things that I always like circulate through. Mm-hmm. Twitter, Reddit, the game I've been playing nonstop for 2 years on my phone, and Tumblr.
Tumblr is an interesting one to that list.
Yeah.
When have you?
I
Has this been a constant thing, or were you just finally like, you know what? That all the good porn is coming back to Tumblr, baby.
I post my doodles and art on Tumblr. Not that I get much engagement. I don't know how to get engagement on fucking Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
I just I post and sometimes I'll get a couple of I don't know what they're called on Tumblr, but for a couple of years, like 4 or 5 years now, I've had Tumblr installed,
Mm-hmm.
and I just get on there and scroll for a little bit, but like there's nothing that interesting. I feel like I see the same posts over and over. Twitter Twitter has the porn though. Reddit though too.
Mm-hmm.
Not that that's what I get on those two things for.
Sure. Yeah. No. But they both
Yeah.
really fucking go to. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, they do. They really do. Just no. Mostly, I follow a lot of art accounts, and I follow a lot of oh, what's it called? YouTubers. There's a couple of comics that I read on Twitter. Reddit, I kind of get on there for memes. But when like Reddit went down, all the meme pages went down, and the meme pages that didn't go down started like daily posting porn.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if you heard about that, but like when Reddit went down, they started posting like bunch of porn.
Good. Was this during the
Yeah,
like the protest?
Yeah, that was during the protest.
Yeah. Good.
So
I'm God.
there wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot going on.
It also didn't work. Like the
Well, it
reason
worked for me. It never stopped working.
No, I mean like the protest didn't work.
Oh no, God no! They told Reddit when they were gonna stop.
Yeah,
Reddit
absolute
caring.
stupidest idea I've ever heard. To be like,
I think even the Reddit CEO came out and like if they wouldn't have told us when they were gonna stop, we probably would have took it more seriously.
Yeah, but you know, kind of a dumb piece of shit move to do, honestly.
Fucking, I don't even know if it affected Reddit at all.
No, actually, people have done people did metrics and stuff, and it went down for the time period in which they were doing the the actual protest, and then after the 2 days were up, went right back to normal, basically.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's really hard because, like, Twitter and Reddit have a chokehold on, like, the two niches, like, Reddit and subreddits and stuff. They have the chokehold. Like, you can't go anywhere else for like, specific genres you're looking for like, One Piece or anime or games or, like, a community. Reddit's, like, the place to be, right?
Yeah.
And Twitter, like, I don't even know what I'd call Twitter. Like, just a timeline that's kind of catered to what you've liked and stuff. Just all in a singular place. Like, I go on Threads because I have a Threads now.
Like you do, yeah.
It is just not good. Like, it's so hard. It's so hard to find anything or anyone to find you. Like, I'll post some of my art and stuff to Threads, and then like a week later, randomly, like, this person liked your fucking picture or start following you, and I'm like, well, like, how did they find me? I'm like, I can't find anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, nothing's getting suggested to you on Twitter. It's different, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up Twitter's ass. It's just there's nothing else that's like very easy.
Yeah. From what I'm gathering, because like I'm rarely on Twitter, and I'm not on Threads. my wife basically was like, they just made it super easy to get on Threads because you, like, if you have an Instagram account, it was like, oh, you have a Threads account if you just like press this button, and then you do, and then you're there.
Yeah.
And the thing is, for people that are Instagram users, it's apparently like really easy to use because you're like, oh, these are the people that I follow on Instagram. And like, you know, if people have like a Twitter, then I can like, you know, figure out who they are and like manually follow them or whatever. But like, apparently Threads is pretty intuitive and easy to use if you are already if you're already like an Instagram person. That being said, things may be a little bit different if you're not. And so if you're like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna try out Threads, and then you get on there, it's probably mostly filled with people that already know who's on Threads, and they don't care about other people.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like Threads just feels empty. Like Threads feels hollow. And I don't use like Instagram for anything, but Threads is like an easier version of Instagram, I guess.
Yeah. Well, like my wife was like, oh yeah, whenever, like, it was almost as if there was like a big, like, it had the vibe of like a sleepover in the first week, because like all of the people that are on Instagram are like, oh, there's a new thing. Oh, this is so much nicer. Like, I'm not on Twitter, and like Twitter sucks dick. So like, this is great. I'm having a great time over here. But it's probably because you already have like Instagram people that you're following. So like,
yeah, if you have a follow,
then,
but the thing,
yeah,
the
it's
thing
basically
is like,
Twitter for the people that you already like.
yeah, that's all it is just like a very like niche Twitter of like your followers, the things you're following. You don't get just like random things suggested to you by your likes. The thing is, like, I never liked Instagram the way it is. Like, I don't know what it is about Instagram, but the interface is just not for me. Posting to it is weird. Like, trying to find stuff is weird. The timeline is weird. I don't like it. I don't know how people fucking manage Instagram.
Probably pretty easily. Like, I think that like,
it's just old man coming out.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I think it's a platform where like you have to learn how to like use it and use it effectively. And if you are trying to like, you're like, oh yeah, I do Twitter, and then you're trying to do Twittery things on like Threads or Instagram, you'll probably not have as good a time because you're like, oh, I don't know how to discuss why are people not posting to the hashtag? And it's like, well, because nobody gives a fuck about hashtags.
Yeah, like the it's so easy. Like, again, man, I'm really not trying to blow smoke up Twitter's ass, but like, it's just so much easier on Twitter. And if you know me, I like things easy. That's just me, baby.
Listen, ain't nobody gonna deny you that ease, baby.
So yeah, no, I prefer Twitter. I haven't even opened Threads in forever. I feel like I might just delete it.
Do it. You won't. You're scared.
I probably won't. I am.
You're right. I am very scared.
I'm very scared.
We got extremely off topic because we just got done watching what I am going to argue should have been the Gear 5th reveal.
Yeah.
And this ship was intensely good. I went through the manga just a little bit ago, and yeah, all of the gags, the stuff where like Kaido, like whenever Luffy like loses his power, Kaido's like, you're really gonna kill yourself, and Luffy was like, you really think that I'm afraid of death, you stupid idiot ass?
You just turn to bones when you die.
You just turn to bones when you die. Damn, Luffy, I didn't know you were so insightful. When you die, you become bones.
What's funny though, it looked like he was turning into bones, so I wonder if he willed himself to almost die. So like, I don't know. It was like really good. The music wasn't even like intense. Like when you see an anime transformation, you get this like badass music for like the badass things going on. But we had like, I'm not gonna say the music was bad. It was just like really fun and like goofy,
Mm-hmm.
accompanied by all the sound effects, the stock Looney Tunes sound effects
Mm-hmm.
of like Luffy like sprawling around and like his little pitter patters, his little feeties.
Yeah, so many old school cartoon noises. It was honestly incredible.
Oh yeah, it was so good. Like God, here's the thing I wanted to talk to you about because I also saw it on Twitter.
Okay.
There was like this whole thread about people like, oh, this they're like Gear Fit is a major retcon. Oda didn't know this was gonna happen. He just retconned it for this to happen. People are like, no, he didn't. This has been foreshadowed for like ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that I saw in that thread must have been replying to everyone in the thread
Oh no.
because like he was just like, nope, not foreshadowing. Everyone is giving him like these big examples. They're showing him chapters. They're showing him pictures, and he's like, nope, nope, no, it's not foreshadowing.
Nope.
It's a retcon.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
They're like, he's like, yeah, I mean, just because they showed fucking Joy Boy and Sky Pierre mentioned him, that doesn't mean it's foreshadowing.
That's not anything.
They're like, they were just showing it, and Oda probably just cherry picked, fucking things from to fool you, and they're like, well, bro, that's foreshadowing.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like,
dog.
He's like, no. They're like, he probably didn't even know what Gear Fits was gonna look like, or gonna be like, and people are like, Oda's on record saying that he's like has the whole show like thought out.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's like, nope, nope, I'm not gonna believe it. So like, what do you think? Do you think like Oda knew that fucking Gear Fits was gonna be like this for like a long time?
I think Oda probably knew that this is what Gear Fifth was probably going to be at the end. Not necessarily Gear Fifth. I think he just thought that like Luffy's final form is going to be goofing off, doing cartoon things, and being a cartoon character in an anime. I think that's the sort of vision that he had, and as he's been working his way through the story, he's like, I think a couple of foreshadowing things for like, obviously Joy Boy is supposed to be him like that. I feel like the foreshadowing for that has been like you've been knocked over the head with it for the past 18 years. But like the Nika thing is interesting. I think it's possible that like he foreshadowed this to be like, oh yeah, this, he's going to be like Nika. He's going to be like, he's going to be this like warrior god liberator. Actually, the gum fruit is this other thing. I don't know. I don't know that he knew all of that at the beginning. I think probably halfway through he had a pretty good solid idea, but I think from the beginning he knew that Luffy was going to be cartoon guy. And that's whenever he's doing things, right?
Yeah, he probably, because I don't think he started out the show knowing like that he was going to call the different forms gears.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he didn't have some of the characters planned out, but he knew that some characters were going to do certain things. I think maybe he didn't have like Luffy's final form like completely thought out, but he had an idea of what he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if you like, and I was seeing this thing in the thread, I'm like, it's true. Like if Luffy was made of rubber, even from the beginning, some of the things he was doing just doesn't make sense to the power he has.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he's fighting Crocodile in Alabasta, he fills his whole body with water, which doesn't make sense. Especially when he starts leaking out water from holes in his belly.
Yeah.
Which is a very cartoon thing to do.
Yeah. That's like that's the stuff that I think, because I think Oda has like talked about like I wanted to draw him like being rubber so that I could just draw goofy stuff. So I think from the beginning he knew like, you know, this is a character that I want to do like cartoony things with. I don't think necessarily that like all of like the lore backstory Joy Boy Nika shit was figured out, or that he
Well,
even figured it out. Like, I think if you would have even like genuinely, if you travel back in time 10 years and you were like, Oda, like I'm a time traveler, I need you to tell me exactly what you think is going to happen in One Piece, and then I'll tell you like whether you're right or wrong, and get him to be like, you know, what do you think Luffy's gonna do? What do you think like Luffy's like final gear form is gonna be like? What are you gonna do with this like Sun God Nika thing? I don't think he would. I think he would have been like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's some ideas that I'm maybe playing around with. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe not. But I think like once he finally settled on like, you know what, actually, like all of this stuff is going to combine to be like he's a warrior of freedom, and like the freest expression of like being a human is like being a cartoon character. So I think that's what this is going to be.
well, here's the thing. I think even back in Skypiea, he kind of knew that Luffy was going to be the next warrior of liberation, right? Because like if you, because I was watching like some lore dump. If you look back on the episodes when he's fighting, what's his name? Eneru? Eneru?
Yeah. NL.
Yeah, Enel. They're like going over the story of like of Nika, right? And they're like, you know, he brought laughter to everyone, and like they were intersplicing it with like fucking pictures of Luffy like making everyone laugh. And they were like, and then he rang the gold bell of like liberation, and the clouds parted and stuff, and Luffy like did all that while he was fighting Enel. So it was kind of like a 1-to-1. They were like foreshadowing that like, oh, everything that Nika did back then is what Luffy's doing right now. So I think he probably had the idea that Luffy was going to be the new Joy Boy, but didn't know what that maybe fully entailed. Maybe he had an idea, but he didn't have it fully planned out at that point. Or maybe he had it like half planned, right?
Yeah. That's what I think is like he had these sort of freeform ideas where he's like, you know, I think I'm going to commit to this, but until I explicitly state like Luffy is Joy Boy, Luffy is Sun God Nika, then I can kind of play around with the idea, because like maybe this is going to be like a subverting expectations thing where it's like, oh, actually Luffy isn't Joy Boy, it's like someone else.